Hello dear viewers, today we're going to look at the Barbarian. Now, as a DM, I don't really play, so I'm going to learn some things. What do I think of a Barbarian? I reckon it's just a guy who hits with a weapon and doesn't really do spells, maybe he does, and rages, goes totally crazy and has some good furious attacks. I think there's something about they take less damage when they're raging. That's all I can remember, so let's look together. So I'm looking at a picture of this Barbarian and he's not exactly fully armoured up. It looks like he's wearing leather armour, maybe a shoulder piece. Got a big axe, bit of a strong dude. I always picture them as being excessively tall. I mean, not like Goliath tall, but, you know, 7 foot. I don't know. Let's see, rather than me make stuff up. Barbarian. A tall human tribesman strides through the blizzard, draped in fur and hefting his axe. He laughs as he charges towards the frost giant who dared poach his people's elk herd. A half-orc snarls at the latest challenger to her authority over their savage tribe, ready to break his neck with her bare hands as she did to the last 6 rivals. So the Barbarian that I think of is Conan the Barbarian, played by Big Arnie. And he had very little clothes, is what I remember, and an axe or something. So it's just a very big, hefty, I don't want to say fighter, but brawler. These barbarians, different as they might be, are defined by their rage. Unbridled, unquenchable and unthinking fury. More than a mere emotion, their anger is the ferocity of a cornered predator, the unrelenting assault of a storm, the churning turmoil of a sea. For some their rage springs from a communion with fierce animal spirits. Others draw from a roiling reservoir of anger at a world full of pain. For every barbarian, rage is a power that fuels not just a battle frenzy, but also uncanny reflexes, resilience, and feats of strength. Barbarians are uncomfortable when hedged in by walls and crowds. They thrive in the wilds of their homelands. Barbarians come alive in the chaos of combat. They can enter a berserk state where rage takes over, giving them superhuman strength and resilience. A barbarian can draw on this reservoir of fury only a few times without resting, but those few rages are usually sufficient to defeat whatever threats arise. So you are one big hulking mean boy. Or girl, because hey, we live in modern times. Creating a barbarian. When creating a barbarian, think about where your character comes from. Did you come from a distant land, making you a stranger in the area or the campaign? What led you to an adventuring life? This goes for anything. I mean, this isn't new to just barbarians. Let's look at quick build. You can make a barbarian quickly by following these suggestions. First, put your highest ability score in strength, followed by constitution. Second, choose the outlander background. Quick build and suggestion. Now, we're all about doing something fresh and original, aren't we guys? We don't just always do the quick build. But if you're a beginner, as I think most people on this channel would be, just do the quick build. But what about this? A halfling barbarian. He's really tough, but he's tiny. My son played a goblin recently, and I feel like it was a goblin barbarian. I could be misremembering that. But the thing is, he was carrying a weapon that he had disadvantage with just because that's cool, you know? Play against type. That's what I would advise for the most fun. Level 1 barbarians, everybody gets plus 2 proficiency bonus, so that's no thing. Features. Rage. Let's click. In battle you fight with primal ferocity. On your turn you enter a range as a bonus action, because you need your action to hit. While raging, you gain the following benefits if you aren't wearing heavy armour. Remember that, DMs. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. Strength checks are pretty few and far between, I guess. Grapples, getting you out of grapples. Strength saves. Wall of force? Something like that. Forceful things against you. But I don't know. I think that's very situational. When you make a melee weapon attack using strength, that's obvious, you gain a bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels as a barbarian, as shown. So we get a +2 to damage. Hey, we'll take it. We will take it. And that obviously scales +3, +4. Okay. +4 at level 20? Is that good? We'll take it. We'll take it. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. That's the thing. That is the thing. Your rage lasts for 1 minute. 1 minute typically being 10 rounds in a fight. If you are able to cast spells, you can't cast them or concentrate on them while raging. Your rage lasts 1 minute unless you're knocked out or unless you decide to stop it as a bonus action. You stop it as a bonus action. You don't just at will finish it. They burn a bonus action. Unarmoured defense. While you're not wearing any armour, your armour equals 10 plus dex mod plus con mod. That's alright. You can use a shield and still gain the benefit. That's good. Because the shield is +2 to your armour class. And then plus your dex and con. Your constitution, surely that's quite high as a barbarian. As an entry into the game, I think Barbarian seems like something I would play. Nice and easy. I probably wouldn't do a spellcaster either, which I know is pretty typical for a barbarian, but there you go. Second level. You gain an uncanny sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger. You have advantage on dex saves against effects that you can see, like traps and spells. I didn't know that. That's good. To gain this benefit, you can't be blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. Wow. I don't think I've seen that in practice. I don't think that my players have used that. I could be corrected. Third level primal path. At third level, you choose a path that shapes the nature of your rage. Yeah, this is where all the things split off, the subclasses and such. Your choice grants you features at third level, 6th, 10th and 14. At 5th level, extra attack. Good. You can attack twice. That's up my street. Instead of once, whenever you take the attack action. So if you don't take the attack action, you don't get the extra attack. Simple as. You can't decide not to attack and then say, I've still got extra attack. No. You have to use the attack action to get the extra attack action. They're a pair. Fast movement. Also at 5th, your speed increases by 10 feet while you aren't wearing heavy armour, which you won't be because you don't want to. Again, that's great, I think. Feral instinct. By 7th level, your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls, so you jump into the fight. Additionally, if you are surprised at the beginning of combat and aren't incapacitated, you can act normally on your first turn, but only if you enter your rage before doing anything else on that turn. In other words, being surprised by an enemy doesn't lock you out of doing something and fighting back in that first round, where everyone else will be surprised, meaning, sorry, you don't get a go, you skip a go. But you have to enter the rage first. That's the first thing you've got to do. That's the bonus action. Brutal critical. At 9th level, you can roll 1 additional weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a crit. This increases to 2 additional damage at 13th and 3 at 17th. Nothing wrong with that. Relentless Rage at 11th level. Your rage can keep you fighting despite grievous wounds. If you drop to 0, you make a DC 10 con save and you drop to 1 instead. That's useful. Oh, each time you use this feature after the first, the DC increases by 5 to sort of 15. When you finish a short or long rest, the DC resets back to 10. Good. Why are more people not playing Barbarians? Brutal critical. At 13th, you roll 2 additional weapon damage dice. With a melee attack, nothing else. Persistent rage. Your rage is so fierce that it ends early, only if you fall unconscious. Why? Why is that different? What is that doing different? Your rage lasts... It ends early if you are knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature. Interesting. I skipped over that bit. So if you rage and don't hit something, your rage ends. It ends early if you are knocked unconscious. If your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then. So if you're just stood out of the way, you calm down because you've not given it your all with that rage. Use it or lose it. Until you get to 17th, was it? No, till you get to 15th. 17th is the 3 additional damage. Now, we do crits to be, if you're rolling d6s, you automatically get 6. So let's say that's an additional 3d6, that's an additional 18 points in our game. Phew, plus other things. Indomitable Might at 18th. If your total for a strength check is less than your strength score, you can use that score in place of the total. I suppose you're going to be statting up your strength and con. Let's say your strength is 16, 17, 18. So if you're rolling a strength check, 17, 18 is probably pretty decent. So basically you can't roll less than that because you can always swap it out for this strength score. But 18th level, it's kind of, you'd expect that. Would you? I would. Primal Champion. At 20th level, you embody the power of the wilds. Your strength and con increase by 4. Your maximum for those scores is now 24. So if your strength increases by 4, you had it on 16 or 17, you've now got 20 or 21. But then, people go looking at the level 20 stuff and it's not like something you really play unless you say we are now going to play at 20th level. But players are bewildered by these things and smitten with the level 20 abilities, even though they're never going to use them. And then there's the Path of the Berserker there. But I think I'm going to make separate videos about the different subclasses. So that's it. I would say I would play Barbarian. That appeals. And not necessarily the stereotypical tall dude. I would play... What would I play? Could you play Lady Elf... Barbarian? Pensioner? Why not? It's D&D. Doesn't matter. Play something different. Play something against type. But yeah, Barbarian. I take those stats. But I don't really play that much. I only DM. Well, that's opened my eyes. And I think technically I would probably go through every possibility if I was a player. I'd start on this and then try that next and just do it alphabetically. But, I know that's not how you players roll. Thank you for watching. Waste no more of your time. See you in the next video.